It's probably no surprise to you that dropshippers can make a lot of money, to the point where it's changed a lot of people's lives, either from not working that 9 to 5 anymore or actually making life-changing money. It definitely helps someone like me, who is an average person working a 9 to 5 job in supply chain, pretty much miserable every day trying to get that next pay raise, to now being a 7-figure online business owner who has scaled multiple 6 and 7-figure businesses. It truly is the best beginner's model to get started in online business. There's low upfront cost. You can pretty much learn everything online, and it also teaches you high income skills that you can take and build other businesses with. But why do people fail? Why is there a 90% fail rate in dropshippers? Well, besides giving up too quickly and people thinking it's a lot easier than it actually is, a lot of people don't even start off correctly and don't really know what to get into and what to expect. So in this video, I'll be sharing the exact steps that you need to take to start your online business today and eventually quit your job and do this full time. So let's get right into it. Maybe you don't know what dropshipping is, and it's just a logistics model. It's not a business model technically. So the way that it works is you figure out what product that you want to advertise and sell. You build an online store, typically on Shopify. Then you run some advertisements, whether it's organic traffic on TikTok or Instagram Reels, or it's paid traffic on Meta, Facebook, Instagram. It doesn't matter how you get the traffic, but then they go onto your website and purchase the product from you, where you're sourcing it from a supplier at a cheaper price point and having them directly ship it to the customer. That way you don't have to warehouse any inventory, which helps with the low upfront cost. That's pretty much how it works in a nutshell. And the value add on your part is marketing, maybe private labeling and branding, and providing a good branded service to the customer, and hopefully they keep returning. So exactly how do you start this business? Well, the first thing they have to do is step one, and step one is finding the right product. Too many beginners, when they start off, think that they can just sell any product and throw it up on their Shopify store and it's gonna make them sales and a Lamborghini overnight, and it's just not the case. You need to have a proven step-by-step criteria for finding these products. And to make it a lot easier for you, I'm gonna give you that list here. First, it's very helpful as a beginner if you find a product that is a problem-solving product. Because as a beginner with little to no experience in this field, it's hard to just sell any old product. It's hard to get a print-on-demand t-shirt and make someone buy it from you. There's no problem that product solves, besides they might just like your design, and you better be very good at designs then if you want them to purchase from you. But most of us don't have those creative design skills. As a beginner, it's much easier to sell a product that people are actually looking for and need to solve a certain problem. They are perfect for beginners because it's easier to market them, and marketing is a hard skill to learn itself. But you can take this product and speak directly to their pain points, agitate them, and then offer your solution or solve the problem, which is your product. A great example of a problem-solving product that I saw recently was a company called Zima Dental. It's a crazy marketing angle, which I'll cover later, but what they actually did was take a jewelry sonic cleaner and repurpose it to make it a retainer cleaner. So if you don't have built-in retainers, you know how gross your retainers can get. You're always having to scrub them, clean them, and basically just disinfect all of the bacteria off of them. But apparently just using a toothbrush doesn't really kill the bacteria and all this stuff, right? So they came up with the solution is you just drop your retainer in there, you put in the solution that they give you, and it cleans all of the bacteria off your retainers, and you are good to go. That solves a problem, and it's a problem that a lot of people didn't really know, or it's not in the front of their mind, but it's presented to them in a great ad that's eye-catching. Which brings me to my second point. If you are a beginner, you have to find a product that is eye-catching. Most people's attention spans nowadays are pretty terrible thanks to short form content and just access to all media on the internet whenever you want. Just look at TikTok and Reels. You can scroll through 15, 20, 35 videos before you find one that you even want to watch, and you've just wasted another 7 minutes of your day. With an eye-catching product, it'll invoke curiosity. It'll have them stopping on their scrolling and figure out what this product is and what it does. And to do this effectively, you also have to be able to do this in terms of the creative. So having the first 1 to 5 seconds pretty engaging, so you want to actually stop and watch and see what's going on. A lot of people do this with crazy shots, crazy colors, or gross images like the retainer ones, how dirty they are and now how clean they are. People just like to see progress, I guess. Like if you look at those videos online of people pressure washing driveways, not that crazy of a video, but people just like the satisfaction of like watching it get cleaned or whatever. So you have to create videos like that. Another great thing to think about as a beginner for finding products is finding products that people cannot easily get a hold of. Can you go to Walgreens or Walmart and purchase that product? Is it a very, very popular product that everyone will purchase the name brand over your brand? You have to keep that in mind. It's not an end end all be all. You can sell products that are already out there. Most of the time they already are. You just have to do a better job of marketing that product. And lastly, the thing for product criteria as a beginner is a product that you have the ability to film with user-generated content or pretty much iPhone content, right? You want to order the product to your house. You want to be able to have access to it all the time so you can film content, post TikToks, try out organic, and move them onto paid traffic. If it's a product that's really massive and it's not easy to film or show how it works, it's going to be a little bit harder to come up with content for this product. This is especially crucial if you are planning on running organic TikTok or Reels content. Now you may be asking, how do I find these winning products? Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can scroll on AliExpress, you can look on social media for products, but it gets a little distracting and pretty hard to actually find. So what I like to use is Monea. I've been working with Monea for years now. It's a great product research tool that kind of consolidates everything that you need all in one. So this is the platform Monea right here. Once you log in, you got your top 10 winning products of the day. Honestly, one of my favorite features. It switches every single day of products of the day by platform. So if you're planning on advertising on TikTok, then you can click on the TikTok and see which ones are popping off right now. Once you find one that you might like you've seen these car attachments for Apple CarPlay or whatever, they've been doing very well on TikTok. Obviously this has 1.8 million views here. You can click on see more, and then it gives you everything that you need to know about this product. So you can see the engagement of the product, how old the people are that are interested in this product. The magic search section is where you can find other advertisements or ones that look very, very similar, if not the same. There's also a link right here that will take you directly to that product page so you can look at their website for inspiration. It's just a great product research tool overall. It's a great way to consolidate all of that data into one place and present a bunch of new products in front of your eyes without having to scroll for hours and hours. If you want to check out Monea for free, I'll have a link down below. All right, now that we found a product, the second most important thing, kind of besides creating a website, is actually finding the supplier. If you don't have a reliable supplier, how are you supposed to get that product to the customer? Now, finding a supplier, there are a lot of different ways to do it. There's a lot of tools out there. You can go directly on AliExpress or Alibaba, but it is very, very hard to find a quality supplier on there. You're going to be sending hundreds of messages, getting test orders, making sure the shipping times are good, the quality is good, and it can just be a headache and it takes a lot of time. It is possible to do. It just takes a lot of effort and time to find one that you build a good relationship with. Now, essentially the cheat code to finding a good supplier is just using a tool that's already established this for you, which would be AutoDS. Now, what this tool does is they have a marketplace of their vetted suppliers already, so you get great shipping times and customer service through the platform. As you can see here, this is 2 business days to ship out this product. This one is 3 business days, 2 business days. So they actually ship out the product very, very quickly and the prices are very competitive. AutoDS is plugged into your Shopify store, so all I have to do is click import draft and they'll send it right onto your store ready to edit. They're also always adding new tools like TikTok Spy, print on demand now. And one of their flagship features is actually the order management system on AutoDS, which we'll talk about later. But if you don't want to spend a ton of time looking around for suppliers and you just want to go with one that's already vetted and credible, just use AutoDS, and everything that I talk about, I'll have a link down below in the description here. You can try this one out for free as well. Now, the next step after you've locked down both the product and the supplier is that you want to build out your Shopify store. Now, there are 3 kind of main stores that people talk about in dropshipping that you can kind of create. One is a general store, one is a niche store, and the last one is a one product store. Now, after dropshipping for over 6 years, I can tell you general stores are not it anymore. They just don't work as well. You're not Amazon. No one wants to go on your website and just see a bunch of random products. There's no theme to it. It just looks weird and sketchy. So the 2 that I would definitely recommend are either one product stores or niche stores. And let me explain the difference between the 2. One is a niche store. Let's say you're in the camping niche and you have a bunch of products on there that are all camping related products. Maybe you're advertising a couple hero products, like 1 to 3 that you're testing out, but you've got other camping products on there. That builds a nice branded camping type of vibe and store, and it's more trustworthy than a general store. A one product store is just, you have one product on your store mainly. You put all of your time and effort into that landing page, sending people there. You do have maybe an upsell product or 2, but your main focus is this one flagship product that you have. With those stores, you can make them look really, really legit, very, very optimized, clean looking stores where people are led to believe that this is all you do. This is your main focus. You've crafted this product, you've branded it. This is exactly what you want to sell. It's the best product ever. Now, I don't recommend one over the other. I'm personally kind of a niche store person. And if I do a one product store, I really like to have upsells because you're going to make additional money that way. And an upsell, for example, if you don't know, is just saying, here's your coffee maker. You also need coffee filters. So throw that onto your cart and let's add it in a bundle. That way you're selling 2 products essentially for the price of one advertisement. And it's really, really nice to bump up your margins that way. Now, you're probably asking, what does a good Shopify store look like? There's so many different ones out there. Everyone's making one. You can make one in 10 minutes, but it might look like trash. A really good example of a nice branded store with one main hero product, or essentially one just product that they're trying to sell, is Bleem. So what Bleem actually did is they took a free theme. They're on the Sense theme, and they just used the page builder to customize this landing page. So it looks obviously very, very clean, very branded. I love this image here. It shows all of the social proof. They've got this nice setup here with the images around the features of the product. And then as you scroll, it shows how it works. It removes hair. And they're solving a problem of no more shaving, really, like no more razor burns. It's a lot easier. It's portable. You just use it to shave your skin or your arms or whatever. But you can see here that this website looks legit. It's not over the top, overbearing. There's no crazy timers going on or red lights flashing or too many pop-ups or anything like that. This is a good example of a nice website. And if you want to get a head start on this, I am building everyone free custom Shopify websites, no cost to you at all. All you have to do is DM me on Instagram. You can DM me Builder, and it'll start the process on building that custom store. It's going to save you a lot of time in the beginning, so make sure to use that tool right now. That is all made possible. Thank you to the partnership with Shopify. So big shout out to them. Otherwise, I would not be able to provide that service to you guys. And if you don't have Instagram, I will have a link down below for that free store as well. Now you need to move on to step 4. Step 4 is marketing your product. We've built the website, we found the supplier, we've got the product, right? So we need to advertise it to get people onto our website to actually purchase from us. So let's talk about how we're going to get our product in front of people's faces. There's basically 2 main ways to get traffic onto your website right now. And this unfortunately depends on whether you want to either give up more of your time or more of your money up front. So the first way is running paid ads directly to your website. So that's paid traffic on TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. This is where you'd make an ad creative, upload it onto their platform, choose your demographic of audience, and then run ads. You could say, I want to run $25 a day on Facebook and Instagram. It'll go out there and spend it and show it on people's stories, their feeds, hoping that you get some clicks and they come onto your website. Personally, as a non-beginner of e-commerce, I like to go straight into paid traffic because I like saving my time. It's more valuable spent elsewhere. So I'll usually just go straight into paid advertising and test out the products there. That way I can get my data a lot quicker, people onto the website quicker to see if this product is a winner or what I need to adjust. Now, the second way is where you're going to spend more of your time, right? So more of your time is going to be on organic traffic. So organic traffic consists of TikTok and Instagram Reels mainly, some YouTube Shorts as well. And what it is a numbers game. You're posting 3 TikToks a day, maybe 1 to 3 Reels a day of your product, and you're trying to get the video to go viral, and then you've got a link in your bio telling people to click on it and shop, and then they go onto your website, right? The problem with that is it takes a lot of time. You have to be creating a ton of content every single day, and you're posting every single day, 6 to 9 times a day, just hoping that one of them goes viral. And it's kind of up to the algorithm to decide whether your business is a success or failure, because you're not going to get any other traffic unless you get a lot of views on your video and people go to your website. If you decide to go that route, keep that in mind. It will take some time to get your account kind of snowballing and up and running before you start to see any serious views come in and actually get some data to track based on which advertisements were the best on your organic traffic route. And that's why it's also key to have the product in hand. That way you can create all of that content for TikTok and Instagram. All you really need is your iPhone. So let's quickly talk about the downsides to both organic and paid. That way you guys can make an educated decision on what you want to go into. So organic's pros are that it's free, right? You don't have to spend any money to get views on your product. And also your margins are going to be higher. So since you're not paying a platform to promote your advertisement and your product, you are getting all of that traffic for free. Therefore, your margins are going to be a good amount higher than paid traffic. But the downsides are that it can be extremely tedious. You might never get a viral video if you're not good at video creation. It also relies on a lot of momentum, right? So if you get one viral video and maybe you make $10,000 in sales, good for you. But now you're relying on that next viral video over and over again to build a sustainable business. And if you were just a one-hit wonder on TikTok and got one viral video, your business was short-lived and you made some money, but it's not sustainable. Now let's talk about the downsides of paid advertising. But some pros though in paid advertising are that you have full control of how many people come onto your website, right? The more money that you put onto Facebook for your budget, the more eyeballs that are guaranteed to see it and more traffic guaranteed onto your website. It's a lot more sustainable of growth, right? You can scale it up if the product is working and your advertisements are working, but there's the downsides as well. One, you're paying to test, right? You could spend $500, $1,000 before you make any sales or any progress on your store because your advertisements might not have been that good or the product wasn't good. And now you've directly injected your cash into that and that's not coming back, right? So there's a risk there. Also, there's a little bit more strategy with paid advertising because you don't want to just get your creative up as quick as possible without doing any editing or making it look nice like you can in organic traffic. You want to spend time on it because you're paying money to actually run these ads. On top of that, you need a little bit more strategy. You want to A/B test different angles angles against each other, maybe image ads versus video ads, maybe demographic of audience, maybe 65 plus, maybe 18 to 35. So you really have to structure these ads in a certain way to do fair tests to actually figure out which one's working the best. But once you do, then you can just pump more money into it, scale it up, and you make more money in the end. The payoff is higher, I would say, on paid traffic. It just takes a little bit longer and more money up front. Now, I briefly touched on marketing angles, and you might not know what that is, but it falls under advertising, so we're going to talk about it here really quickly. Marketing angles are the way that you're advertising your product, the angle that your product is being shown to the customer. So I brought up the example of Zima Dental earlier on, where they took a regular old jewelry sonic cleaner thing that vibrates. I'm sure you guys have seen it. And the angle that they put on it is that it's good for cleaning retainers. That is an angle that was thought outside the box. I haven't seen anyone else do that, and that's why they're doing so well. Learning marketing angles and how it actually conveys the product to the end customer is a really high valuable skill to learn. It's arguably one of the most important things that is make or break success in your e-commerce store. So spend a ton of time learning about them, do a ton of exercises on marketing angles, find a random product, think about how can I advertise this in a unique way that no one else has done it before, write it down, move on to the next product. I'm telling you, it's a great exercise to do, and if you can master that and become very good at it, you are going to find a ton of success in e-commerce. Now moving on to step 5, assuming that we've accomplished everything before on the list, now you're making some sales, whether it's organic or paid traffic, you need to fulfill these orders. You need to pay your supplier, who's then going to ship it directly to the customer and make sure that works efficiently. Now, a good rule of thumb in terms of delivery time is to really not exceed 2 weeks or 14 days. That's really pushing it. With the rise of Amazon and how fast people get products to their house, if you're a small business, a good sweet spot to be is like 4 to 7 days. Now, I can't emphasize how important having a reliable supplier is, because even if you're making a ton of sales and you're shipping out the product, you're making $500, $1,000 a day in profits. If you have a bad supplier and they're not shipping out the product on time, or the product is arriving broken, or the product doesn't work, you're going to get a ton of chargebacks. So essentially people will just request refunds from their bank account, open a chargeback against you saying the product's broken, blah, 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 right? And then Shopify will actually take that money out of your payouts. Therefore, you could lose all of that profit. So it's very crucial. I know it could be exciting if you're making a lot of sales, but you really need to think about having a good, reliable supplier before you actually scale. Otherwise, it could be a massive customer service headache and just a nightmare overall and a bad experience. Like I said earlier, this brings me back to AutoDS, where they have both the suppliers and the fulfillment handled. So once you get an order on your Shopify store and AutoDS is linked on there, you can actually set it up on here to have automatic fulfillment. So what that means is the next day, AutoDS will actually fulfill every single order that came the day before through the supplier of your choice. Through, if it's AutoDS, they can also work with AliExpress and other ones as well. But however your supplier is set up, it'll pay that supplier, give them the shipping information, and ship it directly to the customer without you having to do anything at all. And they'll also update the tracking information and send it back to Shopify for you automatically. So when your supplier sends out that product, and say it's through USPS, once you get the tracking link, AutoDS will send it on to Shopify, and Shopify sends it to the customer. That way they can track their product. It makes it a lot easier and very seamless. So I definitely check that out. Again, it's down below in the bio. Now we're moving on to the next step, and you're probably thinking, well, that's pretty much it, right? You just got to fulfill the orders, and then you're done, and woohoo, we're running a good, successful business, right? But the thing is, with e-commerce, you need to keep scaling or keep trying. You need to always be A/B testing different ad creatives against each other, different products, different websites and landing pages. You can always improve what you're doing right now, even if you're profitable. And then even if you're profitable, I learned the hard way in the beginning that you could be running a successful product, making a ton of money per day, and then all of a sudden it stops working for some reason. Then you're just stuck in the dust. You don't want to let that happen. You want to be one step ahead of your business. That way, if your product dies out for some reason, you've got the next one already lined up, or they're both working together simultaneously and you're making even more money. If you're looking at e-commerce and building a sustainable business and you want to like quit your job or not have to work a 9 to 5, this step is super important to continue to scale and test. Otherwise, you're going to think you made it, and then 1 month later, something happens, and then you go back down to 0 and you've already quit your job, and it's a nightmare. Again, you want to be one step ahead of your business, always testing different variables, creatives, landing pages, products, everything. It may seem like a lot, but once you get the hang of it and learn these high income skills, it's really not that hard. It's a lot of fun. All right, so these are the steps that I would be taking to build an online business that is sustainable. If I'm going to leave you with anything, it's that it does take time to do this. There are a lot of skills to learn. Don't rush the process. Actually invest your time, money, and effort into this. It will work. It's just a matter of time. So basically just go into this knowing that it's not as easy as everyone makes it seem online. Everything that works out well in this world takes time and effort. Just remember that. All right, guys, I hope this helped you understand what steps I'd be taking to get started if you want to start a dropshipping business. If you like this video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below on what video you want to see next. And make sure to check out my channel because I have a ton of in-depth videos on each of these steps, hour-long videos on just advertising in general. So make sure to check those out if you really want to learn. All right, guys, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.